Hi everyone, happy December to you. We're going to make it a December to remember here on Yoga Flow and Glow because I'm going to challenge everyone to help someone every day, no matter how little or how big your donation, your help can be. It's going to make a difference in someone's life, and at this time of year, that can mean a lot to someone. What I'm going to do at the end of the month for the person that does the most posting on Yoga Flow and Glow and describes to us just briefly about how they help someone. It will help others to give them ideas how they can do it too, because not all of us have a lot of monetary backing. We just want to help people. It doesn't always have to be money, or if it is money, it doesn't have to be a lot of money. So what we're going to do tonight, we're going to do a little back pain flow. It won't take more, maybe 5-8 minutes at the tops, but I guarantee a lot of you have some back pain right now. So we're going to get into some flexion, extension, some lateral flexion. I'll try to talk to you as we go on why we're doing it, what muscles we're working on. But first off, I want you to look at my lashes. This is our Lash Boost. It is the product that will be given away at the end of the month. Believe it or not, this little baby is about $175 retail. It will last 2 to 3 months. What it is it's a small little brush. It's a hydrating serum. You place one swipe on one lash, dab it back in, one swipe on the other lash. Let it dry for about 90 seconds because you don't want it to run down your face. It kind of wastes it. Before you lie down at night, because it's going to transfer to the bottom lid. And then you've got these nice, long, thick, dark looking lashes. So that's going to be the price at the end of the month. It's going to be kind of fun, and I was hoping that everybody could kind of jump in. And if you can't do something great every day, I guarantee something that you do every day is helping someone else, whether it's a stranger or someone that you know. But please post here because I got bugs outside in the country. Please post here because it can help others, give them ideas. Because like me, I don't have a lot of great ideas. There go the dinosaurs as they go. Can you hear them? I call them dinosaurs, but they're not really dinosaurs. They're just really big birds. Okay, so here we go. We're going to do some back pain, Yoga Flow and Glow. So we're going to start off. There's lots of noises going around here. I'm just going to let you know, wrapping up Thanksgiving weekend here in the country, so you're bound to hear any kind of noises happening. So just a heads up. So first off, we're going to start with cat-cow. Now in cat-cow, your wrists are underneath your shoulders. Your knees are underneath your hips. What you're going to do is you're going to take a deep breath in through the nose, and you're going to drop the belly down. Now, if you're like me, I'm really tight today. Drop the belly down. Pull the shoulders back. You're going to try to look up as you stretch those sitting bones up. So you're getting a nice arch in the back. And then you're going to exhale. Look at the belly. Get as rounded as you can. So you're pulling those shoulder blades away from each other. Now inhale. Drop the belly down. Try to look up. Get some length in the neck and stretch those sitting bones up. Now exhale. Look at the belly. Get as rounded as you can. Find as much space between your shoulder blades so you're protracting them. And then inhale, drop the belly. Last one here. And then exhale. Good. Now we're going into what's called bird dog. If it's not called that, it's what I call it. So you're going to extend one leg, and the opposite arm is going to extend. What happens when you do that is you activate the multifidus muscle. It's the muscle that stabilizes the muscles of your spine. So it's very good if you have back pain, you have a weak multifidus. So we're going to hold this here. Now if you're wobbly, just means you have to pull that lower belly up and in just a little bit more. Hold it here. Now we're going to take a deep breath in. And we're going to exhale. Now you're going to bring the elbow to the outside of that knee. So it means you're going to get twisted, and you're going to hold it here. So you're rounded. And you're going to take a deep breath in. Extend it out, hold it here. Breathe. Exhale, get rounded, bring the elbow to the knee, hold. Last one, inhale. Trying to get nice and flat in the spine. The leg is in line with the hip, arm in line with the shoulder. And then last one. Then we're going to switch sides. Extend the arm and the leg. Hold it here. Try to get that belly engaged if you're wobbly. get those nice multifidus muscles fired up. Now exhale, get rounded, really pull that belly in, and then inhale, hold it here, breathe. Good, exhale. Inhale, release it, take a breath here. This is where you get the benefit of the posture. And then last one, exhale. And then slowly release. From this position, we're going to come onto the belly. So I'm just going to scoot back so you can see me. So the hands are on the floor just below the shoulders. We're going to do what's called cobra. Now, the legs are active. The thighs are tight. Tops of the feet pressing down, including the pinky edge of the foot. The reason is because oftentimes when we tighten our legs, they externally rotate. If you push that pinky side down, you're going to get the hips in neutral, which is often a common problem. So, hands below the shoulders. Take a deep breath. And I just want you to see if you can lift your chest up off the floor. Now, you're going to press the chest forward. There's no weight in the hands. You're only using your back muscles here. So I want you to look up. Thighs are tight. Feet are pressing down, pinky side included. And then slowly lower down. We're going to press up into a half tortoise. So we're going to stretch the spine, bringing the arms forward, hands in line with the shoulders. You're going to bring your forehead all the way to the floor. Forehead to the floor. Hips are up because you're reaching those hips back as you're stretching those fingertips forward. Palms can be down. I'm just lifting my head so I can talk to you. So you're getting an amazing traction stretch now between each vertebrae. So if you look at my back, it's nice and straight. It's not rounded. It's not arched. I'm keeping the belly pulled in as I stretch forward. Breathe. Now we're going to go a little bit deeper into that back bend. The reason we're focusing on back bends with back pain is because oftentimes that's the mobility that you lack. Now, obviously, if you have sharp pain, if you have numbness, tingling, you want to stop. Big sign. We're going to go into Sphinx from here. Now, if you cannot do Sphinx, you may want to just bring the arms out and rest the head down. This much of extension may be enough for you. If you have back pain, that's perfectly fine. We're going to go a little bit deeper here into Sphinx. Now with Sphinx, the elbows are below the shoulders. Palms are in line with the elbows. You're thinking about finding some length in the spine. So we're pressing the chest forward. As you look forward, we're not necessarily looking up. We're looking forward, pulling the shoulders down. So you're really trying to find a little bit more space between those vertebrae. Take some breaths here. Now, once again, we're going to press back and we're going to stretch into, I'm moving so you can see me, stretch into half tortoise. That gives us an awesome traction of the spine. Forehead is down. The tip of your nose is down. You're reaching those fingertips forward, stretching those hips back. Spine is nice and straight. And then we're going to go into a deeper back bend. If you're unable to, just reverse back to Sphinx, Sphinx, Cobra, or even completely flat. It's up to you, whatever your back can tolerate. Our last back bend here is going to be upward facing dog. So, arms are extended. Hands are underneath the shoulders. Hips sink low. Now, notice my ears and my shoulders are far apart. So pull those shoulder blades down. Now, press the tops of the feet down if you can. Lift those thighs up as you drop the head back. Breathe here. Now, for our final flexion of the spine here, we're going to bring the knees apart, the feet touch, and you're going to sit back, stretching those arms forward for child's pose. So you notice we're getting a little bit deeper into flexion and extension of the spine. Those are movements the spine has to do to be healthy, right? So from here, before we go into any lateral flexion or rotation, because the spine has to move in all four directions for it to be healthy, we're going to stretch two very important muscles that attach to the pelvis. which of course affects the spine. So first one is a low lunge pose. I'm going to have you bring one foot forward. Now the back foot needs to be nice and straight. The reason is, if that back foot is turned in, I've just opened up my hip. You saw that difference? So the back foot has to be directly behind that knee, ankle nice and straight. Now, the hips need to be nice and level. So if you're letting it go like this, you're not doing yourself any favors. You've got to square those hips, pull that belly in as you sink into that right hip here. Boy, am I feeling it. Now, why does this matter? My hips. This is my hips, not my low back. This is your psoas, your iliopsoas. It attaches to your lumbar spine, travels through the bowl of the pelvis, and then onto the anterior of the hip. So if it's tight, what's happening? Yeah, you're getting a nice torsion in the back. A lot of people, if we sit, we drive, all those positions where you're in long-term hip flexion, it shortens that muscle. Now, from here, you're going to sit back, and we're going to get that hamstring on the other side. So why is the hamstring important? The hamstring attaches to the pelvis of the sitting bones, which are those bones you sit on. And so if they're tight, they're torquing your pelvis. So I guarantee if you've got tight hamstrings, look at my spine. It's all rounded. So I want you to try to get the legs straight, press those sitting bones back, reach the chest forward so the spine is nice and flat. Now if you can walk the hands forward. Not a priority here though. What's important is that you're trying to get that leg straight and that chest forward. So we're trying to breathe here for about 30 seconds, just as long as you're taking deep breaths in. We're going to release that foot, and we're going to bring the other foot in front. Can't really see so well on this side, but that back leg needs to be nice and straight, that heel behind the knee. As you come up, you're going to pull those hips into alignment and sink into that left, my left, iliopsoas. So as it tightens up, it can actually torque the spine, which causes a lot of back pain. So this is very helpful if you're going to try to do some yoga to relieve back pain. Now we're going to sit back into that hamstring on the opposite side. So remember, pull the hip bones back, flex the toes to get into the calf. The leg is straight, but the chest is reaching forward. So my spine is nice and flat. Sometimes you can use some yoga blocks here. It'll help. If you don't have yoga blocks, a big thick book, telephone book, something like that will always help. But you're pressing that chest forward. Now we're going to release that foot. We're going to come down onto the floor. And I'm going to turn a little bit so you can just see me from the side. We're going to extend the one leg out, cross the other leg over. You're going to take the opposite arm, just kind of hug that knee to the midline. I think I'm going to do this so you can see me better for the first one. You're going to hug that knee to the midline. That's going to get into that IT band, which of course attaches to the pelvis. Reach this hand back. You're going to lift the chest up because you don't want to twist a flexed spine. So if you twist it, if you're flexed like this, you've got to find a way to come up. You can just stay right here. But if you can keep the chest up, you can start to rotate. Now you want to keep the chin level, okay, so your cervical spine is nice and straight. Use this hand as leverage. Chest up. You're going to rotate. Look behind you. With each inhale, find some length. With each exhale, find some depth. Slowly release. We're going to switch legs. I always have the legs extended because it allows me to ground through the hips. If you don't have both hips on the floor, your pelvis is twisted. You're already not doing any favors for your spine. So I'll hardly ever have both knees bent. So hug that knee to the midline. Chest is up. Reach this hand back. I'll turn a little bit so you guys can see me. And then chest is lifted. So you're not flexed here. Get it up as much as you can. Look back. Chin is level. Rotate. Twist. And twist. Good. Okay, the spine does one more movement. We've done flexion, extension. That was rotation. Now we're going to do lateral flexion. So sitting with the legs cross-legged, I want you to take one hand to the floor. Reach it out, a ways away from you. Take the opposite arm up and over. Now, if you have shoulder issues, you can have the hand behind you. If you can't do that, you can always have, find a good position for your shoulder. But if you can, bring the arm up. Reason is, so I want you to be able to look underneath the arm, because if my arm is forward, look what's happened to my spine. I can't look underneath because my spine is flexed. We want to find some length in the spine. Look underneath. Reach as you inhale. Now, I'm not only reaching up and over, I'm grounding through this left hip. That's helping me open that whole left body. My left body, probably your right body. But anyway, look underneath. Breathe. Reach this hand out even more. See if you can find some more length. And then come back to the center. Other side. Reach that hand out. Wherever you find, if you can only bring the hand behind, hand here, whatever works for your shoulder. But I want you to be able to look underneath it. So if you're like this, the spine is too flexed. So you want to just work on staying in the center, work on getting some extension first. Now look underneath, walk this hand away. We're reaching up and over. However, you're grounding through that hip as well. That's going to help you open up that side T-band, stretching into that hip, and then come back to the center. Good job. We did flexion, extension, rotation, and lateral flexion. I don't think that was too long. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, for all the month of December, I'll be giving away a lash boost, one of these bad boys at the end of the month for the person who helps the most people. And like I said, doesn't have to be always monetary, doesn't have to be big monetary, whatever you can do to help people. And I'm going to pay you back by sharing more yoga. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. And here we go into December to remember. Namaste.